Marist College women's basketball, a championship season.
Zach for the runner. Del Fiore secures. Marist has won the MAC championship.
And Marist is going to the big dance.
For the first time in the school's history.
Even before the final horn sounded at the 2004 MAC tournament, it had already been a magical season for the Marist College Red Foxes. A season of firsts. The first 20-win season as a Division I team. The first MAC regular season title. The first MAC tournament title. And the program's first NCAA appearance. And as the desperation shot at the end of the MAC championship game landed harmlessly in Stephanie Del Priore's hands and the buzzer sounded, the Lady Red Foxes earned their first ever berth in the NCAA tournament. In just 2 years at the helm, head coach Brian Georges turned around a program that struggled to compete and made them champions. As one of the nation's most successful high school coaches for almost 20 years, with a record of winning few, if any, will ever match 451 victories against just 44 losses. Georges proved his mettle at the college game in just 2 seasons. As it is with any season that ends with a championship, this one began full of hope and promise. For the Red Foxes, the fire was fueled early as a team that won 13 games the year before and was returning 5 starters was picked to finish 7th in the preseason MAC poll. With something to prove, the team began the season with 10 games prior to the new year. The schedule featured top-rate competition against teams like Penn, San Jose State, and nationally ranked Auburn, and included big wins over St. Bonaventure and Tulane, along with MAC foes Canisius and Niagara. The Red Foxes closed out the 2003 calendar year with a 6-4 overall record.
And today it's women's college basketball from here in Poughkeepsie as the Lady Red Foxes of Marist College host nationally ranked Auburn in a pre-holiday battle from here at the McCann Center at Marist College in Poughkeepsie. Welcome everybody, I'm Dean Darling along with Tony Marino. Red Foxes really stepping up in competition today, Tony.
However, it was the game against the 23rd ranked Auburn Tigers in Poughkeepsie that let everyone know the Red Foxes were for real. The Lady Foxes came out strong in the first half and charged to a 21-14 lead on a three-pointer by Nina Vecchio midway through the period.
Vecchio for the line drive three. Marist shooting bullets on threes.
Marist battled the Tigers the entire game and trailed by just 1 with 10 minutes to play. And even though the end result was an eventual Marist loss, the effort sent a strong message to future opponents. January brought the bulk of the conference schedule as the Georges-led team started slowly before rebounding to finish the month 6-2 in MAC play. The stretch included wins over Iona, Fairfield, St. Peter's, Loyola, and 2 against Rider. It was in the dramatic home victory over St. Peter's that Marist took sole possession of first place in the MAC. After a back-and-forth first half with the Peahens, the Foxes took the lead for good on a jump shot by Kristen Keller just before halftime. Sophomore Kristen Velarde sank 2 free throws with 17 seconds remaining to clinch the win for Marist. The victory was part of a 4-game winning streak to round out the month, the longest of the season so far. As February began, Marist continued to dominate their home court with an impressive win over Manhattan. In a game that was close for much of the first half, the Red Foxes went on a 7-0 run, sparked by a 3-pointer from Vecchio and an eventual 12-point margin of victory. When Marist beat Fairfield at the McCann Center 3 games later, they equaled a season-high 4-game winning streak and took a full-game lead in the standings. In the first half, junior Kristen Keller swished a 3-pointer to put the Red Foxes up 23-18 as Marist never looked back. Del Priore paced the Foxes with 26 points as they remained perfect in conference play on their home floor. Marist completed the regular season with a split of their final 2 games and earned share of the MAC regular season title, the first ever for the program. Prior to the postseason tournament, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference handed out its postseason awards as a number of Marist players were honored. Seniors Maureen McGarity from Wappingers Falls, New York, and Stephanie Del Priore from Livingston, New Jersey, were both second-team all-conference selections, while Kristen Keller, a junior from Poughkeepsie, was honored as the MAC's sixth player of the year. But the night's highest award went to Georges, who was chosen by his fellow MAC coaches as the league's Coach of the Year. And had there been an award for Most Valuable Fans, the choice would have been unanimous. The McCann Center averaged more than 1,000 faithful fans a game, which made it the best college basketball atmosphere in the league. With all the peripheral things out of the way, it was time to get to business and play basketball. 3 games separated the Marist Red Foxes women's basketball program from their ultimate goal, a trip to the NCAA tournament. Things went well for Marist in the opening round of the MAC championship at the Pepsi Arena in Albany. They easily dispatched Manhattan, the defending league champs, with an 11-point victory and advanced to the MAC tournament semifinal for the first time ever. A day later, they took on a pesky St. Peter's club for the right to play for a MAC title. In a tight first half, Nina Vecchio put the Red Foxes up by 5 as she closed out the period with a coast-to-coast jumper at the buzzer.
The length of the court drive gives a little oomph to her team.
Del Priore came out strong in the second half as she scored Marist's first 12 points. St. Peter's did cut the lead to 2 points with 7:27 left to play, but Shannon Minter countered with an important layup, a backbreaker for the Peahens. From that point on, the Red Foxes did not let their lead slip below 5. Del Priore led the effort with 26 points, but more importantly, the Lady Foxes had earned their first ever berth in the MAC championship game. Without much time to celebrate or enjoy their run, the Foxes needed to turn their attention to Canisius, the team they'd face for the tournament title.
They want to be tough, we be tough back. There is no need for a pregame speech, because if you can't be pumped for this, you don't belong here. This is what we've worked all year for, and now we're here. Let's go together in 3, 1, 2, 3.
Together! The biggest day in Marist women's basketball history had finally arrived, and it was time to get down to business.
McGarity's gotten off to a good start this season.
Driving and converting her second field goal.
And they just can't miss today.
What a great pass. Del Priore has scored the last couple buckets. McGarity with the answer.
With time running out, Canisius had one last chance. But as the attempt was off the mark, Del Priore followed the short shot into her hands and knew it was time to celebrate. As the buzzer sounded, the Marist senior sparked a celebration after helping lead the Red Foxes to a 76-74 victory over Canisius to clinch the school's first ever berth in the women's NCAA tournament. Del Priore led Marist with 30 points in the championship game and was named the tournament's most valuable player. McGarity also had 18 points and was named to the all-tournament team. In winning the MAC title, the second-seeded Red Foxes finished out with 4 straight wins and 8 of their last 9. The championship victory was the 20th win of the season for Marist, the most in school history as a Division I team. But more importantly, it meant the season wasn't over. After cutting down the nets in celebration, it was on to the big dance, the NCAA tournament.
It's just a magical season because you could not ask for anything better. I mean, we almost went undefeated at home court. We just won today. I don't think anybody believed that we would have done it.
It's been amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more. Being my senior year, our team has been so close and we've worked so hard throughout the entire year. We have our ups and downs, but every team does. And, we just had the greatest finish ever of my career. I'm so happy. It's
been a magical season. It really has. The kids believed in themselves more than anybody else did. And all their hard work and came to fruition. And this is an unbelievable feeling.
I think hopefully we really have stepped up, brought Marist women's basketball to the next level.
The Marist women were tabbed a 14 seed in the NCAA tournament's Midwest Regional and faced national power Oklahoma in the opening round game in Tempe, Arizona.
Let's go out there and leave it on the floor, ladies.
Go, guys.
Go, girl. Let's go. Together, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
The Sooners were fresh off their 19-point Big 12 championship over third-ranked Texas and were a 3rd seed in the region.
There's a tight game going on right now in the Midwest. Oklahoma and Marist, the Red